Assalamu alaikum. Today we will discuss the choice of friends. We will go through the following points. We usually build our social circles by default. We look for shared hobbies, a similar sense of humor, or just the convenience of working in the same building. We choose our friends based on vibes. Relying on that approach leaves you with a massive, sprawling network of people. They are great for a weekend dinner, but relying on them leaves you spiritually vulnerable the moment you face a real test of faith or character. Take a look at this manuscript. In the classical Islamic tradition, companionship, known as suhbah, operates on a completely different framework. It is treated as a rigorous, high-stakes spiritual investment, not a casual convenience. Modern culture praises the low-maintenance friend, someone you can ignore for 6 months and pick right back up with. The Islamic model demands the opposite. It requires a highly structured, duty-bound relationship that demands your time and resources. This diagram illustrates the core decision you have to make. From the center, you face 2 paths: maintaining a wide, superficial network of friends for the dunya, or aggressively narrowing it down to a highly vetted, spiritually secure inner circle for the akhirah. Making that transition requires an upfront cost. You have to sacrifice the sheer quantity of your casual acquaintances to secure the quality of an eternal inner circle. Building that inner circle means you have to apply a ruthless filtering process. You evaluate candidates based on objective spiritual benchmarks, not proximity or shared interests. This checklist outlines the classical vetting process. First is intellect. A foolish friend lacking discernment makes reckless decisions that drag you into disaster. Second is good character, ensuring friends can control their anger and greed during conflicts. The final check is righteousness. Spending time with someone who ignores their religious duties alters your own internal compass. Watching a friend persist in major sins gradually normalizes that behavior, slowly darkening your own heart. Once someone passes these filters, the dynamic shifts. They carry a new status, and they now hold hukuk, mutual rights over you. Fulfilling these rights carries heavy practical costs. It means giving them direct financial aid when they struggle, continuously forgiving their personal faults, and actively suppressing your own ego to preserve the relationship. True Islamic brotherhood is an expensive, daily active practice of mutual sacrifice. You prove it through your actions, not by claiming a title. That mutual sacrifice extends into active cooperation. Vetted companions are strictly mandated to enjoin good and forbid evil within their friendship. Doing this correctly requires intense emotional intelligence. You must correct your friends' missteps privately, using enough tact that they feel guided rather than publicly humiliated. The return on this difficult labor is your spiritual survival. By keeping each other accountable, you provide mutual protection from hellfire and secure the promise of Allah's shade on the Day of Judgment. This high-level spiritual accountability relies on a foundation of practical logistical order. To ensure this remains organized, the Prophet mandated the appointment of an emir or leader. The rule is specific. When 3 or more friends set out on a joint journey, they must designate one person to lead the group. The emir system eliminates decision fatigue. Instead of wasting energy on chaotic arguments, the group defers to the leader, keeping the unit efficient and united. You surrender your minor personal preferences to an appointed leader in order to maintain order and actively protect the bond you've built. Protecting that bond also demands strict information control. Modern culture encourages oversharing everything as a way to build trust. Islamic ethics completely reject this. This matrix breaks down disclosure. First, in the About Me and To Hide section, strictly conceal your private sins from your inner circle. Also, withhold unfinalized successes to prevent envy. Second, on the About Them side, absolutely conceal your friends' flaws. Even if the friendship ends, your silence yields an incredible return. By covering your brother's faults in this world, you secure Allah's explicit promise to conceal your own faults in this life and the hereafter. True Islamic intimacy prioritizes the preservation of dignity and divine concealment over the fleeting relief of venting or gossiping. So how do we map this highly regulated ecosystem onto our daily lives? Let's look at how this applies to a few specific modern personality types. This curation strategy table organizes the approach. Let's start with the social extrovert. If this is you, don't cut off all your acquaintances, but rigorously recategorize them. Reserve heavy friendship rights exclusively for those who pass the strict vetting process. Next is the oversharer. Implement the concealment protocol. Stop exposing your sins to seem relatable, and keep your ambitions quiet to protect them from envy. Finally, the spiritual optimizer. The immense emotional labor of hiding faults and fulfilling these heavy mutual rights is exactly what guarantees your eternal shade. Meticulously selecting and maintaining an Islamic inner circle provides the necessary social environment to protect your faith and secure your eternal destination. Okay, my friends, I hope that everyone will find the right and sincere friend. Salam alaikum.